Ladies and gentlemen, this is the very first Black Women in Radio Authors Summit! I am so excited to get you guys together.
I do a nourishment and meditation, so I did this. I've got cases of them. I wanted to do it. Everybody's on here from Kim to Charlie Wilson, a bunch of folks. So I do this nourishment every day on my show, and I ask each of them. So I took a collection of about 30 of them and put them on this CD as a nourishment for the soul. This book, which is Frankie Darcell, A Story to Tell. I did this in '99. This book is absolutely retired. Because when I wrote that book, I had to write some things about my transition from being married to being single. And there were some things that my daughter was uncomfortable about. She was only about 8 or 9 at the time. And my best friend said to me, how are you going to feel when she can actually read, get to it? When she turned 14, she did that. And we had a conversation about why did I put that in the book? And I had to explain to her because that was my story. And in order to tell my truth, I needed to put that there. And I actually found a sense of release by telling my story. And we all have a story to tell, no matter how uncomfortable that is. But I retired that book. But in 2006, I wrote Conversations for Sistas Only. It's a comical yet serious look at the things that we talk about. And in the book, I thought about the conversations that we're having right now. And I think we're even more comfortable because we're in this forum, even though we all just met. But there are some things that I think if we talk more to each other instead of at or about each other, we'll find we have more in common than we have in different. So it addresses all of those conversations that we have, blended families. There's a story in Conversations for Sistas Only about that blended family and the challenges of blended families and who gets to see the kids and who do not get to see the kids. And I love this book because it is a real tabletop conversation about a lot of things that people are uncomfortable about. So a couple of years ago, after doing 7 titles of some stage plays, and we were talking about putting something on the road, my girlfriend said, why are you going to put somebody else's work on the road? Why don't you take a year, write your own stuff, and then put your stuff instead of somebody else's on the road? So I took a long trip somewhere overseas. And as I wrote, I had a writer's block. And I thought, write what you know about. And it's just a life about Black women. And in it, I deal with all kinds of situations from interracial dating to blended families to all of that. And then decided when writing to turn the book into the stage play. Now, this book was written in 2006, just the beginning of COVID. I did a second edition of the book that I actually just got back. And I'm excited about that. And thanks to Jada, I added things like entanglements into the story.
Cheating.
I'm sorry, what you say, Sash?
Cheating.
Exactly. The conversations about, the entanglements to the Black Lives Matter, what that means. And I think for all of us in 50 years, this will be the story that we left the universe in our words. And that's what this is about. To be able to have those conversations of what our conversations are like in 2020. And for my daughter at some point, who will have her conversations with her daughter. And to something Monique said about what our parents taught us, that, just merely by the environment and the time of the things my parents didn't, my mother didn't talk to me and my sisters about, that I wanted to talk to my daughters about, that she felt more comfortable talking to her daughters about. And everybody that reads this book and saw the stage play, which I thought to mirror the stage play behind the book, I actually sold a whole bunch of them, which was really great. So I mirrored the story behind the book. And moving forward, when we come out of this COVID, I expect to do even better. And so there's some T-shirt merchandising behind that. I'm just waiting for this half of COVID to get out the way so I can get back to doing what we're doing. But I'm going to put the back up probably the end of the month and move the book again just to be able to move the stage play. So some of what Tasha was talking about, it was interesting as I heard that story because we have real conversation in the book and the stage play about that. And in November, when we did put it on stage, people were leaving saying, wow, I saw me. I didn't know that. It's interesting because people said, do you really think that? I said, this is theater. So it's not me personally, but all of it was me personally. So, thank you again, Felicia, for just this forum, which is so great. And I just want to leave because I don't take for granted I've lost 7 friends to COVID. And so I know what it's like for that loss, for what we're going through. So I just want to acknowledge to each of you the greatest blessings and success. I don't want to take, not say thank you when I have the opportunity to say thank you and acknowledge people like Verna Green, who is just amazing to me to even have this forum for you to invite me to be here, and Steve and Mike and Derek Corbett and, just Barry Mayo and all of those people. So thanks a lot. I just appreciate it. What better way to spend 3 hours on a Monday? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And thank you. Everybody has a story.
And when you hear other people's stories, it's like, okay, so you went through that as well. And not just in the industry, but just in life.